What's up, boys? We are back today. We're going to be talking about the biggest first round merchants in the UFC in honor of my boy Michael Chandler fighting this weekend at UFC 309. It's a horrible card, but you know, it's always good when Michael Chandler's fighting. I don't know why people don't like Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's a great guy, man. He's a great guy. See you at the top. God bless.
Bless. See you at the top.
But yeah, man, let's get into it. Biggest first round merchants in the UFC. So like I said, in honor of the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Chandler fighting this weekend, we'll start with him first. Michael Chandler is definitely a first round merchant. No fight of his in the UFC has lasted more than 3 rounds. That says a lot. He's only had 5 fights, which isn't a lot. His first fight, his debut against Dan Hooker, ended in the first round. And he hit Dan Hooker with a crazy right. He extended back for that John. But yeah, next fight against Charles Oliveira went 2 rounds. We all know what he did to Charles Oliveira in the last round. I touched on it a little bit in my last video. But he had Charles Oliveira finished. He gave everything he had. Then that's part of the reason why he lost that fight. Because, this man was swinging. He was swinging as much as he could. He gassed out by trying to finish Oliveira so bad. Arguably, it could have been stopped. I think it should have been stopped. But, Charles Oliveira was beaten bad. Michael Chandler had him stunned. He gave everything he had, and that's again part of the reason he lost. But first round merchant, man. This guy's an ultimate first round merchant. He's a beast. His fighting IQ isn't the smartest, obviously, but in a lot of interviews lately, he's said that he's gonna come back stronger. He's gonna be smarter. So yeah, I guess we'll see this weekend. But yeah, that's why first is Michael Chandler. The next fighter we have is going to be the man, the myth, the legend. What would it take? Obviously, he has the shortest fight time in the UFC. Tom Aspinall. Only one of his fights has ever gone to the second round, and that was against Andre Arlovski. He still subbed him, though. He beat the bogeyman of the division in the first round by KOing him brutally. He's a warrior, dude. Tom Aspinall, I feel like, is a little bit different because Tom Aspinall doesn't necessarily push for a finish in the first round. It's just he's so good and he has so much power on his hands that he's just able to knock you on the first round. He's one of the quickest heavyweights ever, and that sums it up in the stats. Obviously, shortest fight time in the UFC again. This man's a warrior. He's beat everyone in the first round. Tom Aspinall. I want to talk about Jon Jones dodging Tom Aspinall real quick, because the interviews lately that I've seen are just freaking making me mad, man. Obviously, at the, media conference, whatever they call it, Jon Jones today, he was talking about how Tom Aspinall has not been respectful, and he's been a quote-unquote a-hole. Okay, man, I don't even know how that is freaking possible to say that this man... This autistic man, he has a little bit of autism in him. He is not being... I don't understand how you could say this. Tom Aspinall is a scary man. Jon Jones is absolutely terrified of him. Yeah, though, let's get into the next one. The next fighter I have is going to be someone, again, who is fighting this weekend. Jim Miller. He has the second most first round finishes in UFC history in 10. He's still active, like I just said. I think he's 9 submission wins, 1 knockout win. He's a beast. Even though he's had the most, I don't know what it is. I think he's had the most fights in UFC history. But still, to have the most first round finishes, pretty much. Only ahead of him is Frank Mir, but we won't get too much into that. But, I hope Jim Miller gets it done this weekend. Maybe get another first round finish, cheeky little first round finish against... I don't really know who he's facing, but whoever he is facing, hopefully he gets the job done. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. The next fighter we have is going to be Khamzat Chimaev. This is no specific order. All of these guys eventually get the job done, and whether or not be in the first round, whenever, they're quick fighters. Khamzat Chimaev, obviously, we just saw what he did to Robert Whittaker. Snapped his jaw in the very first round, I think like 3 minutes in, barely. Before that, he had a war with Kamaru Usman in all 3 rounds. But... whether you like it or not, man, when he does, this is going to sound dumb, but when he does finish you in the first round, he really finishes you in the first round, bro. We've seen what he did in his debut. It was second round, I believe, though. He still got the job done. Then against Rice McKee, got the job done in the first round. Then in the first round again. Then against Li Jigliang, got the job done in the first round again. And Kevin Holland got the job done again. Khamzat Chimaev is the perfect definition of a first round fighter, dude, because this man literally just mauls you for 2 minutes, whether it be punches, whether it be submission. He will finish you in the first round if he has the opportunity to. I mean, obviously 2 fights that he's had have been against really good competition. I mean, Kamaru Usman, welterweight go. I don't understand why a lot of people discredit that win, by the way. People say that Kamaru Usman is a huge welterweight, and that's true. Kamaru Usman is one of the biggest welterweights the UFC has ever seen. So, why are you saying he's undersized at middleweight, man? I don't understand that point. Khamzat Chimaev, that's a great win, even though I don't think he won that fight. I thought he drew it or even lost it, but still. Yeah, against Gilbert Burns, he went all 3 rounds, but still. When this man does finish you, it's bad, and it's usually in the first round. This man's a beast, and he will probably beat DDP, whether I like it or not, but yeah. Okay, boys, the final fighter we have on this tier list of the biggest first round merchants is going to be Conor McGregor. Obviously, he has one of the most famous knockouts in UFC history, knocking out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. That in itself could be on this list for one of the best knockouts of all time. Obviously, that's a first round knockout, isn't it? He's a first round fighter. But I think Conor McGregor, prime Conor McGregor, not this washed up bum that's facing charges for stuff that I won't even be able to get into on YouTube. But I think prime Conor McGregor, especially in fights like the Eddie Alvarez fight, he did a really good job establishing his range and timing. Those kicks as well. He used his movement to control the distance of himself and the opponent. He threw a variety of strikes. I think this really helped him set up that powerful left hand that we saw in that Jose Aldo fight, and then create more openings for better and more significant strikes in later rounds. And that's what prime Conor McGregor was good at. He was an actual artist. He was an actual technical fighter. And that's why it sucks to see what's happening to my boy now. How they've massacred Conor McGregor. He really has done it to himself, though. So, no one else to blame, man. No one else to blame. But, yeah, boys, that's going to conclude this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave some more video ideas in the comments. And, yeah, man, try to enjoy UFC 309. Again, I said that in my last video, but yeah, man, Octagon Outpost out.